A very warm welcome to the top three qualifiers for the FIA Formula One Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. In third place, Charles Leclerc. In second place, Sergio Perez. And taking his seventh pole of 2022 and his third consecutive pole here at the Yas Marina circuit, our pole sitter, Max Verstappen. Many congratulations, Max. In the end, you did 2 laps good enough for the pole. Just talk us through Q3.
Yeah, Q3 was good. Before that, it was all a bit up and down. But Q3, first run, I mean, even there, it started a bit chaotic where I was supposed to, of course, drive out in front of Checo. But as soon as I wanted to start my engine, everything just turned off. So we had to reboot the car. And then, luckily I still managed to get out a bit delayed, which is also not great with the tires. But we still managed to keep everything under control and do a good lap. So I was happy with that. And then, the second run was a little bit more straightforward, but it wasn't easy to find a lot more lap time. It was just a little bit in the last sector. But yeah, I think overall this weekend for us as a team also, we've been on it. The car's been quick again. And basically a little bit more like back to normal.
Well, after the issues in Brazil last weekend, how important is it to get things back on track at this race?
Well, I mean, we knew that we had a quick car. I think we just made a few mistakes in Brazil, in hindsight. I can't go into too much detail about it, but the thing is with a sprint race, when you have one practice and you don't nail it there, you are stuck with it for the rest of the weekend, and that's basically what we had. And then it's going to be a bit of a struggle. But again, maybe we can do something better in terms of our preparation before going there. So that's again a lesson learned. But yeah, once we got here, I think the work at the simulator, paid off, and immediately I could see already in FP1, with Checo feeling quite happy, and then also Liam in the car, you seemed, straight away on it. So it means that the car is in a good window. And then when I jumped in FP2, it was just about fine tuning a few things.
You mentioned Liam. He drove your car in FP1. That lost practice session, was that one of the reasons why quali started in a slightly scrappy way for you?
No, not at all, because as soon as I jumped in FP2, it was good. So it didn't really feel like lost track time to me. It was just very up and down. Like the first Q1 was good, but then in Q2, I put a new tire set on and it was massively like rear limited. And even when I went out again on that set, and then I just put a new tire set on in Q3 and everything was solved again. So it's a bit of a mystery.
Look, Max, let's throw it forward to the race tomorrow. What are going to be the main considerations for you?
To try and win it, you mean? Or
yes.
Well, it's just looking after the tires. Yeah. That's going to be key.
All right. Well, look, best of luck with that, and well done today. Thank you, Max. Checo, coming to you now. Your first top 3 starts here at Yas Marina. What was your fastest like that?
Yeah, it was a good session. It was looking better after Q2. Then Q3 didn't start that well. That I think, especially run 1 wasn't ideal. Then the second run was quite a lot better. Not enough for pole though. So still, I think being on the front row for the team, it's a good result, especially after the weekend we come from. In Sao Paulo, where we struggled quite a bit. It's nice to be back.
How much did the tow from Max help in that second run?
Yeah, it certainly did. I think we worked really well as a team today, and I could feel, especially sector 2, it was working. What you gain, you lose a bit in sector 3, but generally, I think certainly was a positive thing.
Now you're starting ahead of your main rival for P2 in the World Championship. How difficult is it going to be to stay ahead of Charles tomorrow? Yeah,
it's going to be a difficult race. I do expect them to be strong. So it's going to be a close battle with Charles. So it will be an interesting one for tomorrow.
How do you feel going into the race? Are you nervous, excited?
No, I'm quite exciting. It's great to be playing for something on the final race. So it is good.
All right, well done to you. Thank you. So Charles, I'm going to start by talking about tomorrow. Do you think you can beat these guys?
Yeah, well, let's see. It's difficult to know for now. We've had a difficult FP2 during the race simulations. It felt definitely quite a bit better this morning, but we had no reference. So it's a bit of a question mark for now. I feel like we are in a better place compared to yesterday. Whether this is enough to to beat the Red Bulls tomorrow, I don't know yet, but we'll give it all.
Tyre deg has been an issue in recent races. Do you think there's going to be a repeat tomorrow?
We put quite a lot of attention this weekend on it, so I hope not.
All right, look, and what about qualifying? Do you feel you got the maximum out of the car? Were there any issues during the session at all?
No, as Max said, it was really, really tricky to put the tires in the right window, and you will get a very different feeling from one lap to another. And it was also quite a lot about management, even in qualifying. If you were pushing first and second sector, then you will lose it all in the third sector. So I tried to find that balance that I think I found in the last lap of Q3. But it wasn't enough to challenge Checo. We were also a little bit alone. I had no slipstreams, so I don't know how much we paid the price, but yeah. Overall, looking forward to tomorrow.
All right, very well done to you as well. Let's open this to the floor now. Who has a question, please? Name and publication as ever.
Alex Callan-Orcus, Autosport. The same question to the two Red Bull drivers, please. Could you just explain the thinking behind the tow plan? And had Max's car fired up as expected ahead of the first runs, Checo, would you have been running ahead and given him a tow there, or Max, were you going to lead Checo both times?
No, well, so going into the weekend, we gave Checo the option to choose what he would like. You know, do you want to go first or behind? He chose to go behind, and that was also the plan in qualifying. But yeah, like I said, I was planned to go ahead in the first run as well, but my engine, everything just turned off. But yeah, luckily we got it together for the second run.
And anything?
Well covered there.
All right.
Question to Max. Who do you think poses a bigger threat tomorrow, Mercedes or Ferrari? And what exactly will be the plan tomorrow at the start to help Checo? And a question for Charles. Charles, do you think with Red Bull having the edge in the race pace, that Ferrari would have to go slightly more aggressive on their strategy?
It's difficult to tell at the moment. I think from our side, we look good in FP2 with the long run, and it seemed like both Ferrari and Mercedes seemed to struggle a little bit more at the time. But I don't know what they have done, overnight. So I guess we'll find out tomorrow. I think as a team, we just need to stay ahead of them. That's very clear, because that means that also Checo is ahead in the championship.
Yeah, well, difficult to say for the strategy. I think we'll have to see once we are in the race and what are the opportunities at that moment. Obviously, Carlos is starting right behind me, and hopefully we can put a bit of pressure on Checo with doing different things.
Thank you. Next one.
Mike Hugh from Autosport. A question for Sergio. It was said that yesterday you were running in higher downforce compared to Max. Is that what made the difference on a lap today, and do you expect it to then give you more tomorrow?
We were certainly trying different stuffs yesterday. As I did FP1, track conditions were fairly different. So going into FP2, we decided to split cars and try different stuff, and we end up coming back to a different level to Max.
Thank you. Another one.
Ronald Vodding, motorsport.com. It's a question to Max, basically to follow up the previous question. Are you actually surprised to see Mercedes so far back here? Since Austin, they've always made a strong impression. And do you think that's related to the layout maybe, or anything else?
Maybe the layout, but honestly, it is a bit of a mystery. But even for us, we didn't expect to be so slow in Brazil. So clearly, we don't always seem to understand where we are really good or just pretty average. But yeah, a little surprised. But I mean, who knows? Maybe they focus more on the long run. And sacrifice a little bit over one lap performance, you never know.
Thank you. Yep, other one.
Alex Callan-Orcus, Autosport. Question to Charles this time. Charles, just looking ahead to the race tomorrow, if you do get the chance, how hard are you going to be pushing to beat Checo and finish second in the championship? How much does that mean to you to finish second in the championship for so long you'd hope to win? Thanks.
Well, I mean, regardless of the championship, if there's an opportunity, I'll try and go for it. So, yeah. I'll go for it if there's an opportunity.
Thanks. Yep.
For all three drivers, previously with the old cars, it was difficult overtaking in Abu Dhabi at the circuit. How much difference do you think it will make tomorrow with the new cars? Do you think there'll be more overtaking, or it will be very similar to the races before?
Max.
Well, I think in general, on average, this year, it has been a bit better to follow, of course. The only penalty with that is, of course, that the drag is a little bit less. So sometimes it seems like you need a little bit of a longer DRS zone, to try and then get by. I do think with the new layout, turn 5 is an improvement to attack into 6. Turn 9, I think, is a little bit too quick. You only can really fight if you're like side by side. But even then, the car on the inside with the banking, it's tough. I think I like the quick corner because that's more fun in a Formula 1 car. But I think actually to have a proper braking zone and possibly like a slow, just a hairpin, I think that would have been better for racing. But at least turn 5, I think, is an improvement.
Thank you. Checo?
Yeah, nothing really to add. I think we will see a bit more than last year, but fairly similar to what we've seen this year. So I think probably the degradation seems to be a bit higher, which can be a bit more interesting in the race tomorrow. So we'll see. I don't think anyone has done a proper long run, so it will be an interesting race tomorrow.
Nothing to add.
Okay. All right, guys, we're going to have to leave it there. Very well done today. Good luck tomorrow. Thank you.